Welcome to Tzu Chi This Week. I'm Maggie Tai. Thank you for joining us. Tzu Chi volunteers in Malaysia and Thailand carry out environmental-friendly events for local festival. 300 students in Pingtung Donggang received Tzu Chi's New Shoot scholarships. Shenyang Tzu Chi volunteers assist a cerebral palsy patient and her family with living allowance and home visits. People in Thailand and Malaysia have held events to observe 9 Emperor Gods Festival. In more of Malaysia, some temples are asking people to take measures to protect the environment. Meanwhile, in Thailand, Tzu Chi volunteers have worked together with the local district office to provide free vegetarian lunches at Jingsi held over the course of 4 days.
To celebrate the 9 Emperor Gods Festival in Thailand, Bangkok Tzu Chi volunteers are collaborating with the local district office for the first time to provide free vegetarian lunches at the Jingsi Hall for 4 days.
Since we provide free vegetarian lunches and want to create a cycle of goodness, we invited the kind-hearted people in the community to do good deeds together.
As
Tzu Chi hosts an event to observe 9 Emperor Gods Festival, it really benefits the local people. They encourage us to adopt a vegetarian diet, paying attention to our overall health.
In previous years, Tzu Chi volunteers only provided vegetarian lunch boxes to certain company employees. This year, by making a change, they can encourage more people to adopt a vegetarian diet. Meanwhile, in more of Malaysia, to observe 9 Emperor Gods Festival, some temples have held a parade and are advocating for environmental protection.
Since a couple of years ago, we've started to promote the idea of cutting down on food waste. Since last year, we've started to burn only one main incense in the entire temple, cutting down on air pollution.
The temple has been calling on the public to take measures to protect the environment. The other temples who joined the parade also supported the cause. In addition, the members of the public also approved the new measures.
Asking people to stop throwing trash on the ground is also a good way to protect the environment. Our team encourages us to stop throwing garbage on the ground.
I think it is a good idea that they are not distributing candies this year. At some other places, when people distribute candies, children will run up to get the sweets without paying attention to safety. In addition, they will throw the candy wrappers on the ground, which creates more trash.
Tzu Chi Long Island branch in the U.S. held a health day event for the local community. Services included general medical consultations, dental cleaning, and flu vaccinations. In the parking lot, multiple booths were set up. There was a CPR learning station and also volunteers actively promoting the benefits behind a vegetarian diet.
Early in the morning, more than 100 volunteers showed up to the Tzu Chi Long Island branch to contribute their efforts. From setting up the medical equipment on the inside to putting up tent stations in the parking lot, everyone wanted to make Health Day event a success.
There are medical volunteers, doctors. Everyone is volunteering their time. There are some Tzu Jings and Tzu Shaos present as well. The main goal of the Health Day event is to provide free medical services and public health education for the community.
Seeing a dentist in the U.S. is very expensive, especially for the people who don't have medical insurance coverage. Therefore, TIMA provides free dental clinic services to impoverished communities. Furthermore, flu vaccinations and hepatitis C screenings are also available. At one of the stations, individuals can also find acupuncture services.
I always have shoulder and leg pain. When I take the stairs, I will need to use the handrail to support myself. After undergoing the acupuncture treatment, I feel so much better. I wasn't even able to lift up my arm before.
A 93-year-old TCM doctor, accompanied by her daughter, also came to the free clinic to help out. This is the first time the Health Day event was held at the branch itself. The setup of free clinic, CPR station, vegetarian diet promotion, and musical performances by the Tzu Shaos really made the event a huge success.
On October 13th, Malaysia volunteers launched the 1013 activity, encouraging everyone to do good deeds. Volunteers went to street markets, shopping malls, and schools to raise awareness for the cause. Through everyone's devotion, they hope more people will be inspired to help in every corner of society. On the second weekend of October, volunteers across Malaysia launched the 1013 campaign, encouraging everyone to do a good deed. Volunteers took the street to invite more people to join. In Penang, Northern Malaysia, volunteers visited vendors in the street market. A newlywed couple kindly donated cash gifts they received at their wedding.
We're grateful for this opportunity to have a vegetarian wedding banquet on October 13. Thank you all for attending.
The campaign has spread from northern to southern Johor State. In Pingtung District, volunteers took to the streets both day and night, with many vendors participating.
I sent out WeChat messages to all my friends to join the campaign. Some of my friends and customers weren't able to come, so I donated for them first, then I'll give them the receipt.
In Kulai, a factory owner took action to donate his kindness to volunteers.
This activity has inspired everyone to show our compassion and is a very positive force.
There are still many people in need of help. It's our pleasure to have the ability to help others.
In Batu Pahat District, volunteers have gone into school campuses to raise more goodness to help people in need.
I'm not very familiar with your organization and the culture, but I was touched by how enthusiastic you are for helping people. We will help as much as we can.
The Bingtawa recycling station, operating for 7 years since August 8, 2011, will soon close. Volunteers from Tzu Chi Kuching branch in Malaysia have gathered local volunteers to revisit every household in the community to give thanks to residents' support. The Bingtawa recycling station's lease is about to expire. This is the last time Kuching Tzu Chi volunteers clean the recycling station together.
When I look around, I thought of the hard work of many volunteers. The floor and the ceiling are all efforts from volunteers. They've built this recycling station with their hands.
I felt sad that we are closing this recycling station because we need it. Many people still want to deliver recycling materials here.
The recycling station had operated for 7 years. Volunteers visited every household to give thanks to community residents who had been dedicated to doing recycling.
We're thankful that they've been given recyclable resources to the recycling station all this time. They've also been very understanding when we block traffic sometimes.
The Bingtawa recycling station is closing, but the recycling mission continues. Volunteers announced to community residents that they could send their recycled goods to a nearby recycling station. A Tzu Chi News Shoot scholarship distribution ceremony was held, benefiting more than 300 students in Pingtung's Donggang township. Follow our report to learn more about these inspirational students.
Under the guidance of the Tzu Chi volunteers, this toaster oven was purchased to make her first cake. While the cake is still hot, it is sent to this grandmother who is happy after the first bite.
I'm learning to make cakes now. I'll do better in my studies for you.
This grandmother can't speak because of a stroke as tears flow down her cheek. From a young age, she lived with her grandparents. After her grandfather's death, Grandma's health went from bad to worse. Ting Chao has had to learn how to care for her from 3rd and 4th grade. When Grandmother was sent to the emergency room, she was the person who handled the affairs. Now that she is in 6th grade, her homework is increasing, though her teacher isn't worried about her.
If there's a problem with her grandmother the previous day, she will send me a message or call me to ask about the lesson and homework. She will also ask when she can make it up. I think she's very caring and very active child.
Though she doesn't go to cram school and no one supervises her homework, her one desire to stay with her grandma. Responsible for VIPs at the event, 16-year-old Zheng Zifang is the second generation of a new immigrant. Her mother is from Indonesia, and her father passed away when she was just a child.
I never thought that she would be like me, not having a father from a young age.
She had to rely on her mother, who earned a meager income doing hairdressing. Her daughter wanted to find a way to reduce the financial burden on her family. She earned a scholarship to help her family and now wants to volunteer her services.
I want to be a social worker to help others. This will give me a sense of accomplishment.
Guo Sengwei is a former recipient of a Tzu Chi New Shoot Scholarship and has gone on to become a social worker. Tzu Chi helped him as he was in high school because of a number of family circumstances. This time he came to share his experience with other students.
Dharma Master Zheng Yan's teaching is very useful when it comes to daily life. I wanted to share this lesson with young students. I told them their practice could be useful in their own life or when they want to give back to society in the future.
Through this sharing experience, young students were motivated to grow and develop into members who can contribute to society.
Ma Shiyan is a 13-year-old with cerebral palsy, which has left her with the mental capacity of a 2-year-old. She is unable to speak, and for many years, her parents have spent a lot on medical costs and rehabilitation. Recently, her father's foot injured and can no longer work, leaving the family with little money. Tzu Chi volunteers in Shenyang, Liaoning province, providing them living allowances as well as weekly home visits to lift their spirits.
Ma Shiyan has short hair and is now 13 years old. Tzu Chi volunteers are interacting with her as she has the spirit of a child. She has grown up with cerebral palsy, which has left her mental development equivalent to that of a 2-year-old child.
At the age of 6 months, she wasn't able to raise her head or turn over. She couldn't move. We felt that her body was soft, and later we learned the cause was cerebral palsy.
She needs massage on her stiff limbs as well as constant communication to calm her heart.
Today you are happy. Oh, darling, you must be happy today because aunties have all come to help you. This makes you really happy. I have to go to see these children every week. During these visits, I accompany them and give them constant encouragement. This constant praise over time leads these children to recognize us no longer as strangers, but friends who interact with them.
The tender care of these volunteers inspires this household with love and compassion.
We're not a wealthy family. We don't have much. We only have our love and not a lot of love from others. So now we're beginning to make donations to the Bamboo Coin Bank as we donate a few cents every day.
For many years, this mother was responsible for caring for her daughter, and her father was the breadwinner for the family. This month, he was accidentally injured and unable to work. This home visit by Tzu Chi volunteers has helped relieve the family's economic pressure and brought them many other blessings.
In Kunshan City in Jiangsu Province, an 11-year-old boy, Chen Jianan, showed his talent explaining environmental protection concepts despite being in poor health. He was diagnosed with craniopharyngioma when he was 4 years old and had to frequently visit doctors. His optimism helped him bravely fight his illness and join his father participating in Tzu Chi activities.
喝瓶装水还会产生很多垃圾，所以我们要少喝瓶装水，多喝白开水。我们要一块省水，多速成婚，一块省水，快速成婚。
11-year-old recycling volunteer Chen Jianan explains recycling concepts in detail in front of this special display of PET bottles. Among the audience, there is a special guest.
Initially, the PET water bottle installation is to promote the concept of cherishing water resources and vegetarianism. He explained the most essential points, and I was deeply impressed.
Chen Jianan was delighted to be able to meet the display creator in person. He seized the opportunity to learn from Chen Zheling.
Next time I will use the method he taught me and incorporate some of this language to promote environmental protection.
Chen Jianan speaks fluently and acts energetically, but he is actually suffering from poor health. He was diagnosed with craniopharyngioma at the age of 4. Since then, he has made frequent visits to the hospital.
When he was hospitalized, he was very strong and optimistic. We were impacted by his braveness, and gradually we became stronger as well.
Chen Jianan's optimism has helped him fight his illness, as well as encouraging his parents to face the challenge.
When he was in the hospital, he asked me if he could join me in promoting recycling in the community. I said yes, but I was actually questioning if his body condition would allow, and if there's anything he can do to help.
His excellent performance has proved his ability. Even though his left eye is almost blind and his right eye's vision is impaired, he still serves selflessly.
I want to give you 2 handkerchiefs and a Jingsa aphorism book. I hope you can use fewer napkins and use the handkerchief instead. It's more environmentally friendly this way.
During home visits, Chen Jianan still remembered to promote environmental protection. He hoped to influence more people to protect the earth in our everyday life. In our continuous stories about local artists, we go to Zhanghua to meet Lai Waru. Her father is ill and her mother has to work in a factory to support the family. To reduce the family's financial burden, she does studies away from home and even does part-time work to pay for her tuition and living expenses. Her optimism is commendable and is a good example for her younger siblings.
Waru performs massage for her mother, an intimate time between mother and daughter. She knows that her mother works hard in the factory to support the family. This difficult work makes this daughter more than eager to provide massage and undertake some household chores. This intimate relationship helps relieve some of the pressure on her parents.
I joke with her and say, "Do you ever regret being my daughter? Because I can give you nice things." She always says no, just giving her good health is enough. She says there are people poorer than us, so don't think too much.
From another perspective, she has gained the courage to face adversity. When she is doing her artwork, all of this negative energy dissipates.
I try not to let myself become too pessimistic. Although I may sometimes feel this, most of my drawing and paintings are almost all positive.
It's quite fresh, just like her. She is very optimistic and cheerful.
Being a good example for her younger brother and sister, Waru earned good grades and does part-time work to pay for her living expenses.
A family like this, with both parents working hard, will indirectly affect the children. This will give them inspiration to continue working hard to make progress.
I don't want my mother to worry. I don't want her to feel any regret about having us as children.
With a heart full of gratitude, Waru hopes that her mother can feel the same emotion as this drawing, which she has completed, which shows her happily standing alongside her daughter.
16-year-old Zhou Shiyun showed artistic talent at a young age. She was raised in a single-parent home with her father and grandparents. Unfortunately, her father came down with oral cancer a few years ago, and her grandparents were involved in a car accident, which put a strain on the family finances. Despite this, she's still optimistic, willing to put all of her talent into painting.
With her head down and quietly painting, there's absolutely no distraction that can bother 16-year-old Zhou Shiyun, who is completely immersed in this painting, which displays her creative talents. All these brushstrokes are delicate, and each line is smooth. Each creation comes from her heart. Her favorite work is a sketch of her grandmother.
She took care of me from youth. She's a very important spiritual pillar for me.
From a young age, when she was able to walk, she would make her own milk formula. One time she even scalded her hand and told me it was quite painful.
From a young age, she was well-behaved, accompanying her grandmother to the market to sell vegetables. Though her personality is quite shy, she has a passion for painting.
After I do a painting, I feel quite satisfied. It also gives me the feeling that I have made progress in my abilities.
Growing up in a single-parent family, she lives with her father and her grandparents. Her father has oral cancer, and the entire family has little money.
About 5 or 6 years ago, I found the 4th-stage cancer, and I would have spent 6 years in a hospital, or maybe live for 2 years. There's no way for me to work.
To make matters worse, her grandparents were injured in a car accident, which almost devastated the entire family.
Now we can still work and earn money for her. I hope we can save enough for her to live.
They earned a little money selling vegetables. They even gave me some money to take to the Jinxi Hall to donate. Her father even did some work as a recycling volunteer.
If I'm able, I would like to do something that will contribute to society.
Though the family faces many challenges, they all remain positive and content, despite the many obstacles they have encountered. And for this young artist, she uses her creativity to share this positive sentiment to everyone who views her works.
As the Diwali festival approaches, Malaysia and Thailand volunteers have distributed gift packages to 212 Indian students. This distribution is also part of the Happy Campus program, and the volunteers hope that the families can enjoy the abundant supplies as they celebrate the Diwali festival soon.
As part of the Happy Campus program, Malacca City volunteers have distributed Diwali gift packages to 212 Indian students and their families.
We want to make New Year cakes for Diwali.
Having these gift packages greatly help in lessening the parents' financial burdens.
We can cook with these and save money.
Hamper tu kami akan gunakan masa perayaan nanti.
The children can enjoy these food items. There's chocolate milk for them.
The abundant supplies come with the best wishes from the volunteers. They hope the Indian families can enjoy a happy and festive Diwali.
Tzu Chi volunteers have been providing long-term care for seniors in the local veterans' home. Volunteers not only cut hairs and nails for these grandpas, they've also performed exciting shows to entertain them. We will leave you with these images and thank you for joining us. Goodbye.